Welcome to GovConBiz, the podcast where government contracting meets soul-centered innovation. I'm your host, Linda Rawson, entrepreneur, technologist, and trusted AI advocate. Around here, we don't just talk compliance, we talk consciousness. In today's episode, we're diving into the fine print, not just the legal language of contracts, but the ethical and energetic imprint they carry. Because in the age of AI, a contract isn't just a document, it's a declaration of values. We'll explore what it means to write agreements that protect human dignity, reflect algorithmic logic, and invite real understanding. You'll meet archetypes like the scribe, the guardian, and the mirror, symbols that help us reimagine contracts as soul agreements, not just legal ones. Whether you're a federal contractor, a tech innovator, or just someone curious about the future of trust, this episode is for you. So grab your journal, open your mind, and let's get clear, ethically and strategically. Have you ever signed something you didn't fully understand? Maybe a software license, a medical waiver, or even a business agreement? You trusted the process, but did you trust the language? In the world of AI, contracts are everywhere. They govern how data is used, how algorithms behave, and how accountability is defined. But too often, they're written in a language that feels distant, opaque, or emotionally disconnected. Today, we're exploring why clarity in contracts is not just a legal issue, it is an ethical one, and maybe even a spiritual one. I remember reviewing a vendor agreement. It looked pretty straightforward, until I realized the data sharing clause was buried in a paragraph of Legalese. Technically, it was transparent, but emotionally, it felt like a trap. This is the illusion of clarity when something is visible but not understandable. When the fine print is technically correct, but ethically confusing. In AI, that illusion can have real consequences. If users don't understand what they're agreeing to, can we really call it consent? Let's step back and look at contracts through a metaphysical lens. A contract is more than a document. It is a declaration of intention, a boundary, a promise. When we engage with AI systems, we are entering into a relationship, and relationships require clarity, resonance, and mutual respect. I like to think of contracts as soul agreements. They carry the energetic imprint of the values, fears, and aspirations of their creators. They shape how systems behave, how users engage, and how trust is built or broken. So what does a soul-aligned contract look like? It is written in human language. It reflects ethical intention, and it invites understanding, not just compliance. If we want AI systems to be trusted, we must design their contracts to be clear, not just legally valid, but emotionally and ethically resonant. Let's get practical. What does ethical clarity look like in AI contracts? Here's how we begin. Number 1, use plain language. Strip away the jargon, replace data subject with you, say what you mean, and mean what you say. If a user can't explain the contract to a friend, it is not clear enough. Clarity is not simplification, it is respect. Number 2, include ethical clauses. Go beyond liability. Include statements about data dignity, algorithmic accountability, and user empowerment. Make space for questions, feedback, and evolution. A contract should protect not only the company, but also the integrity of the system. Number 3, offer symbolic cues. Use archetypes, metaphors, and visual summaries to help users intuitively grasp the spirit of the agreement. Think of a guardian clause that protects user autonomy, or a mirror clause that reflects how decisions are made. Symbolic language is not fluff. It is a bridge between logic and intuition. The guardian clause protects human dignity in AI systems. It acts as a sentinel within the contract, safeguarding the rights, autonomy, and dignity of the human participants affected by the AI system. The guardian clause affirms the rights of users to understand, challenge, and opt out of automated processes that materially affect their lives. The mirror clause ensures that users can see and understand how decisions are made by the AI systems, especially when those decisions impact access, opportunity, and reputation. The mirror clause affirms the user's right to see themselves in the system, not as data points, but as whole beings. Number 4, design for dialogue. Contracts shouldn't be static. Built-in mechanisms for review, revision, and relational accountability. Let users feel like co-authors, not just signers. Trust grows in conversation, not in silence. In symbolic terms, the contract writer is the scribe, not just a reorder of facts, but a steward of truth. The scribe's role is sacred because language shapes reality, and when we write contracts with soul, we create systems that resonate, not just function. Imagine a medieval-style round table, not of knights, but of algorithms. There's the recommendation engine, the sentiment analyzer, the predictive model, and the ever-mysterious black box AI. They're all gathered to decide how user data should be handled in the kingdom of Techlantis. Enter the scribe. She's not wearing armor, but a cloak woven from binary code and intuition. In one hand, she holds a quill from a raven's feather, symbolizing truth that flies above distortion. In the other hand, a scroll that glows with ethical intent. Her job? To record the agreement between the algorithms and the humans they serve. But she doesn't just write what's said. She listens for what's meant. She translates technical jargon into soul-aligned language. She asks questions like, does this clause honor the dignity of the user? Is this consent freely given or algorithmically nudged? Will this agreement still feel fair when the system evolves? When the predictive model tries to sneak in a clause about perpetual data access, the scribe raises an eyebrow and says, let's revisit that. The future is not a loophole. And when the black box AI mumbles something incomprehensible, she gently replies, if it cannot be explained, it cannot be trusted. By the end of the meeting, the scroll is signed, not just with names, but with intentions. The scribe seals it with a wax-embossed symbol, and a mirror and a compass. Truth and direction. So here's my invitation. Rethink the contracts you create, sign, and rely on. Ask not just what they say, but what they mean, what they feel like, what they honor. Because clarity is not just a legal virtue, it is a spiritual one. And in the age of AI, it is the foundation of trust. Thanks for joining me today. If this episode sparked something for you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Until next time, stay curious, stay clear, and stay soul aligned.